Here's how to get rid of squatters in your house and how a Texas lady gamed the system and was able to steal a house. All right, so we found this deal in Burleson, Texas. This is probably one of the smartest squatters I've ever ran across, and she got a little lucky. So here's what happened. So the seller, the owner of the house, was going through foreclosure. Now he got the loan from a small bank. Now sometimes and often small banks get purchased by bigger banks. Now this is the second time I've ever seen it where a bigger bank takes over a smaller bank. When that happens, they have to reconcile all the books, all the accounts, etc. But this account got lost in limbo. So the account was past due, was going through foreclosure, but because the big bank took it over, it never went through foreclosure and it stayed on the other bank's books. So it was just in limbo and the big bank was not pursuing it. So basically there was just a free house in Burleson, Texas that nobody owned. And the owner that he was going through foreclosure, he called the bank several times. He tried to resolve the issue. He even gave me third-party authorization. I tried to call the big bank. I tried to resolve the issue, but they could not find the file in their system, and it seemed like they could care less. So the squatter saw a vacant house, and she moved into the house. Now, she knew all the laws, so she stayed in there for several years. She started receiving mail, etc. Now, our investors were trying to purchase the house, but because the big bank had no record of the lien on the property, we could not close on the house. So this lady got lucky and she basically stole the property. If you're trying to get squatters out of your house, the easiest and fastest way is to do what's called cash for keys. Cash for keys is basically you're going to negotiate with the squatter and give them an amount of money to leave the property. The maximum amount that I would spend to get a squatter out of a property is the amount it would cost to evict them. So evicting a tenant is going to cost anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. I wouldn't offer them any more than that. Now, if you don't have any money to evict the squatter, you don't have $1,500, $2,500, what you can do is ask an investor. You can sell the property to an investor and they're most likely going to be happy to evict the tenant. Now, the challenge of selling the property while the tenant is in there is you're probably going to get lowballed. It's a better scenario to evict the tenant first. The reason why an investor is going to lowball you if there's a squatter in there or a tenant in there that won't move is you never know what the true property condition is going to be, and we have to evaluate for worst case scenario. And a squatter or tenant might get super pissed even if we're able to get them out of the property, and they might destroy the property. I've seen it happen. So that's the risk that's involved in selling a property with the squatter. Now, if you're considering hiring an eviction specialist or hiring an attorney, I would highly recommend hiring an attorney. An attorney is going to be more thorough and it's going to have more authority on the documents when they see an attorney as opposed to an eviction specialist.